Hi everyone, my name is Vanessa and I am the product marketing manager at Keywords Everywhere. So I decided to record my journey on becoming a Pinterest marketer because due to the nature of my job, I've gotten the chance to meet many different Pinterest marketers, Pinterest influencers, because as I mentioned, the tool that I work for, Keywords Everywhere, it's basically a keyword research tool and it works on many different platforms and one of them being Pinterest. And while I was getting to know these influencers, I realized that, Pinterest is actually quite a profitable place to be in and quite an exciting place for a marketer. And I personally have never thought of it as a viable marketing channel. I know that it was very popular, but I never had the chance to work with it. So now that I've been more immersed in a community that has been super helpful, by the way, and it's a very tight knit community, but they're super helpful. Yeah, based on that, I decided to set out on this journey to become a Pinterest marketer, to learn more about the platform, and also see if I can actually, yeah, make some money and make some coins on a platform that I've previously just used for my own personal, reasons. Where, as you can see, I have like boards of stuff that I'm inspired by, and it's been a safe space for me when you want to escape the noise of Instagram and just go and seek inspiration. But now I would like to see if I could actually, pin for profit. So make a profit from the pins on Pinterest. This is pin for profit is actually a line I got from Heather Forrest, which is another Pinterest influencer in the space that I've learned a lot from. But yeah, so I've set up to kind of do this in about 6 weeks, I hope. And I would like to reach 1,000 saves and 20,000 impressions. And I came up with this number based on uh, information that I got from a community called Pinterest VAs, which is Pinterest Virtual Assistants. And it's a group on Facebook with Pinterest marketers and virtual assistants that share their progress on the platform. And a lot of the accounts that they've shared, usually, when it's fresh accounts, it seems to be a success when they've hit these numbers. And also, based on my own personal research, these seem to be the two most important metrics on Pinterest to kind of gauge the success of an account. So, how many times your pins have been saved, and also how many impressions, how many people seeing your board, seeing your pins. So, I think this is quite a good number and a slightly ambitious number to start with, but that's the goal. I've also come up with a timeline. Sorry, um, to basically guide my journey or plan my journey. So I've broken them into 4 weeks for now, but I'm pretty sure that it might spill over. Some of the weeks might spill over, and it'll take a bit longer. So that's why I feel like in total I'll need 6 weeks to sort of achieve this number of the 1,000 saves and 20,000 impressions. So yeah, for week one, and after every week, or after every task, at least, I will create a video like this to sort of share my learnings and share my journey and tips, and hopefully some useful tips along the way. Or you could learn from my failures and see what works and what doesn't. Because as I said before, I'm going to kind of like make use of all the information I've gotten from, the influences, the groups I've been a part of, and also my own personal research of the space, and kind of put it into practice and see what works and what doesn't. So yeah, so for week one, it'll be creating, a Pinterest business account, finding a niche, setting up a blog, registering for affiliate programs, because one great thing about Pinterest is the fact that they don't mind pushing traffic out of their platform so that people could make purchases. So at least for now, and by welcoming outbound links on Pinterest. So setting up a blog is vital for that, so that I could channel the Pinterest audience and then try to monetize them through affiliate programs. And also later in this video, I'll talk more about finding a niche, because I spent quite a bit of time doing that this week, and I can share some of the tips I've gotten and what has worked for me in doubling down on a niche to start with. And yeah, so then I have week two, which will be about building a pinning strategy. So I'll go into SEO, competitor analysis, using a content calendar. Uh, Week three would be designing pins. So this is exciting stuff. I can make use of tools like Canva, also coming up with ideas for my first set of pins. And then I have Pinterest Analytics, where I'll be analyzing the performance, because after I've posted up my pins, I would then like to see how do I analyze them, what metrics work, or, what are the metrics saying, and what seem to work, what doesn't seem to work. I'd also like to dabble in Pinterest ads and see if it actually works for small creators like me, or does it just work for the big ones that have been advertised on Pinterest? And yeah, engaging further with the Pinterest community. So every week when I have a video, I will talk about the tasks that I've done and share where in this timeline I'm currently at. So for now, I'm currently at finding a niche. So that's what I spent quite some time working on this week. And I first started by reading a lot of blogs because I was basically Googling what are the most profitable niches. And, there weren't really any concrete numbers there. It's just a lot of what people said were the top niches. So I decided to, first go to the source, which is Pinterest, because Pinterest itself actually holds a lot of interesting data and they make it readily available. Um, and yeah, so as you can see, I set up my business account already, a fresh new account. So this is different from this personal Pinterest account of mine. So I've set a fresh new account. That's why I have no data because I've not done anything with it yet. But what I can do is basically see the information, the data for all Pinterest users. And Pinterest basically shows you, what are the top categories that an interest of their audience currently. And you can kind of see this matches up to a lot of what I saw on the different blog articles and that I found through Google search. These five categories seem to pop up all the time. What I also like is you can pick a category and it also gives you a specific interest. So you can basically go into micro categories within a category, a specific interest within a category. So this kind of helps you inform your decision to see if the niche that you're interested in actually falls in any of these categories. I also highly recommend reading this article by the Niche Guru. And yeah, it's 10 best Pinterest niches. He basically breaks down the steps that you should take when you're trying to figure out a niche that you want to double down on. Obviously, if you're a Pinterest marketer, you're looking to be a Pinterest marketer and have clients in mind already, or to be a Pinterest virtual assistant, then you're kind of limited with the niches that you can actually, or categories you can actually pursue, because you will be pigeonholed based on your clients. But if you're starting fresh like me and you have the world is your oyster, you can kind of get overwhelmed by choice. And this article really helped me double down on finding a niche to start with and not get overwhelmed and be pulled in many different directions. So one his top tip is basically looking at your interests and expertise, and then after that, researching trends, looking at the data to kind of back to see if the numbers back your interest. And why he actually mentions that, like, your interest is very important, it's so that you stay motivated to create content. It's not, Pinterest is a place of inspiration, so you want to kind of be inspired when you go on the platform. So in order to be creative, you should choose a topic that you care about. So based on that, I actually decided to focus on home decor, which, based on this article by the Niche Guru, is like his second recommended Pinterest niche. He said it was broad, inspiring, and visual storytelling. And so, yeah, it's I was sold. I also really liked that he shared a success story where this account has a following of like 15 million and around 300,000 monthly views. So, and that seems to be the case for a lot of different home decor blogs. Home decor Pinterest accounts. Heather Forrest also has an article about this where she talks about her clients, and she also shared the numbers of how specifically her home decor clients have been doing really well in this space and how they were able to monetize with different affiliate programs. So based on these two articles, I kind of was more motivated to look at the home decor space. But what I decided to also do, as I said before, you can go into Pinterest and then have a look at trending categories and interests, and I see that home decor is there, and it's great. I get a breakdown of it. But you can also go to Pinterest Trends, which is super useful, and it's their tool to tell you about trending topics for a specific region. So I've chose the United States because yeah, it's pretty general, and yeah, I would just like to focus on a broader audience for now. And it shows you an aggregate of yeah the top trends in the US for that specific month. But what I find particularly interesting is that you can kind of filter by trend types. So I like looking at growing trends, because it kind of tells me what could be a niche that's bubbling. And so, for example, I went through it and I saw French style kitchen, which is under the home decor niche, which I'm specifically interested in. And it shows you that it's currently trending, and also gives you comparisons that you can add. And so, yeah, so this is a very, very useful tool. Also, if you're trying to decide um, between uh, between niches or categories, you can kind of make use of the Pinterest trends tool and put like street style, or like street style fashion, or fashion outfits, maybe. Yeah. If you're trying to compare between two different niches or two different categories, because these are not really specific niches, but they're categories, um, you can make use of the Pinterest trend graph, and you can see that at the end, yes, fashion outfits have, you know, yeah, a larger audience, or people, the search volume is higher, so people are searching it more frequently. But across the timeline of the year, it's kind of yeah negligible. And so I think at the end it really depends on what you're interested in. And also fashion outfits could be the fashion niche can be kind of overly saturated, because if you look down here, they also show you what I find really interesting is the different types of yeah the different types of pin examples. So I feel like it's more achievable for me to actually create these these home decor pins, as you can see on the left, as opposed to these fashion outfit pins, because I'm not looking to be a fashion influencer. Uh, and what I've heard as well is that it's better to actually make use of original content and create original pins. So it might be easier for me to actually start with home decor. And I'll leave the fashion to the fashion girlies and guys. So yeah, and another thing I wanted to talk about is also Pinterest trends. So Pinterest trends, I don't know. Sometimes you can see the option on the bottom of the screen. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I could have just done that instead of Googling it. My bad, guys. Um, Pinterest predicts. Sorry. So I found out about this from the social search summit that I attended, that was organized by Megan Williamson, another great influencer in the space. And she had someone from Pinterest who was an account manager, and they talked about Pinterest predicts and how in 2023, I think around 70% of the Pinterest predictions turned out to be true. And they ended up becoming exploding trends that they saw across Pinterest. So their prediction algorithm works really well. So if you're also looking for a niche, this was quite useful for me as well, to see if there's a concentration of home decor ideas here that I could then put in the creation bank for pins that I'm going to create later on. So for example, there's Western Gothic, which is a very interesting niche, I would say, for home decor. So yeah, you can basically look at all the different types of ideas that are out there. This says kitchen, and I think it's supposed to be kitchen, but probably this is like an AI generated image, so that's why there's a spelling error. But yeah, the fact that kitchen, eccentric kitchen, or I get it. Okay, kitschy kitchen. Okay, sorry, my bad. It is not. This is not a grammatical error. It's just supposed to be kitsch and eclectic kitchens. So yeah, these are all interesting niches and ideas that I can use for boards later on. So yeah, Pinterest predicts, definitely another resource that I recommend. And yeah, I think this is it for this video. It's my first video. I hope you guys like it, and I hope that you guys continue to watch my journey as I share how I make, yeah, my thought process and what I basically apply. and the inspiration for it, the resources that I use to kind of guide my journey to reaching 1,000 saves and 20,000 impressions on Pinterest. So yeah, see you next time. Bye.